Dean Legge for Dog Post, making you a smarter Georgia fan. Want to run down real quick the number 3 topic for Georgia's 2020 season coming into it. The offensive line, but specifically the offensive tackles. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what I think will happen. You know, we did get a preview to this thing in the Sugar Bowl. You can't see the paper. But Georgia started Jamari at right tackle. Right guard was Warren Erickson. Cade Mays, who's gone now, was at left tackle. Left guard was Solomon Kinley, who is also gone. And then you had Trey Hill at center. So you've got some spots to play with here. Your right tackle will probably be either Jamari, Broderick Jones, Tate Ratledge, or Xavier Truss and Warren McClendon, guys that signed last year, have been developed for a year. You've got options, but right and left tackle are the number 3 key to this 2020 season. Now, why is it so important? Well, your tackles keep you safe. That's your new quarterback, whoever that may be, have flexibility. Now, we think probably that Jamari Sawyer is going to be a tackle. The question is where? Probably left. But you do need a guy that you can depend on at left tackle. Right tackle, you know, most football teams are right-handed. They run to the right a lot of times. So that's your left tackle is, of course, dealing with your blind side. Your quarterback's not going to be able to see as well with the eyes that he doesn't have coming out of the back of his helmet. So that's why left tackle is so critical. But right tackle's not unimportant either. I mean, you really have to have someone be there. So you do have some candidates, as I said. Jamari is going to start. The question is where. And then after that, you probably have 3 to 4 guys dealing with the other spot. And maybe they could play guard too, but we'll just see. You know, Cade Mays leaving to go to Tennessee, that he probably would have been your left tackle, but he certainly would have been your right tackle at a minimum. He was a good player. Now he's going to play for Tennessee. So what you've got right now coming in is Xavier Truss, as I said, McClendon. You also have Broderick Jones and Tate Ratledge. Those guys are all 4 probably going to fight for the tackle spot. Could someone else who's already on campus do it? I mean, I may well be forgetting someone off the top of my head, but I mean, Warren Erickson, Trey Hill, those guys, Ben Cleveland. I mean, Ben Cleveland maybe could play right tackle. He's played right guard for a long time, which means he's probably better suited for right guard. He's been a very good player. He's got to get back to being with the team. He did not play in the Sugar Bowl. So with this mishmash offensive line and the Sugar Bowl, and let me read it one more time to you. That was left to right. Left tackle, Cade Mays. Left guard, Solomon Kinley. Center was Trey Hill. I don't think that's going to change. But if you do have a center, you could slide a guard over. You could put Trey at guard. And then you had Jamari at right tackle and Warren Erickson at right guard. So Warren Erickson clearly matters in the new situation with Coach Luke. So we'll see what happens in the interior. But on the outsides, could Broderick come in right away and play right tackle? Is Tate Ratledge ready to come in and play right away? My suspicion is that, as I've been saying, I probably said this 4 times now, but Jamari is going to start. The real question is who's going to be the other tackle. I would think it would probably be Xavier Truss coming into this season. Now, you don't know a lot about him. He didn't play a lot, but he traveled a lot for Georgia. And that means that he's a guy that Georgia has got their eye on. They depend on him. Now, Sam Pittman, you're going from Sam Pittman to Matt Luke. Could the type of offensive lineman that they are going to play change? It could. But it seems to me like he's a guy to watch for that right tackle spot. But he's going to have whoever starts the season there might not finish it because you've got some really good younger players. I mean, again, Broderick is completely ready to go. Is he going to be, a killer at right tackle right now? I don't know. I mean, he did not face... He grew up not so far from where I did, and that's a good football area. But Lithonia, the teams that they played, he really was not challenged at times. I mean, they're not playing super developed kids in that region. So Broderick really had his way the entire time. But can he play right tackle in the SEC right away? He looks like it. I mean, he looks the part right now. That was why it was so critical for Georgia to keep him. But it looks like Xavier Truss, who's already played college football for a little bit, maybe Warren McClendon. The line is going to be an interesting thing to watch this spring and this fall for Georgia. But going into 2020, one reason why we've got this as a top 3 thing to watch is that we don't know for sure who the tackles are going to be and where they'll wind up. Here was yesterday's discussion about Jared Zirkle and what Georgia's got to do for their kicker spot. That's a huge spot for Georgia.